Hello, I welcome you all to this today's session of Cloud Computing Academics on virtualization. Today we will see the basics of virtualization, types of virtualization. Till the last session, we have gone through the various service model, delivery models of the cloud computing service, software, infrastructure, and platform. Today we will see what do we mean by the virtualization concept under the cloud computing. This is being the very important concept of the cloud computing technology. We will take this concept in detail in at the most 3 to 4 sessions. Today we will see just the basics of virtualization. Then we will move towards the types of virtualization, storage and resource virtualization and network virtualization. And then we will actually see the implementation of virtualization. Let me share presentation with you. I hope screen is visible to all of you. Okay, before commencing with the virtualization concept, we will just get brief through the cloud computing. That what is the cloud computing? That is nothing but the resource sharing online on the internet via the internet, and we can have the number of service models of the cloud computing software, infrastructure, and platform. Even the cloud computing itself can have the deployment types like the private, public, community. In the last session, Vivek Patil sir from ESDS have very elaborately given us the idea about the service models and etc. Now today we will see what do we mean by the virtualization concept. Our session agenda is like the what do we mean by the cloud computing, need, features, feasibility that all of us better aware of by this time. Then what do we mean by the virtualization of machines? Zen is a one of the example of virtualization technique. We will go through that at the last session, and then we will conclude with the some point that will be the this is the agenda for total virtualization, not for the today's session only. Agenda for virtualization topic or chapter that is given in our syllabus. Now just see this particular diagram. This is a resource provisioning diagram plotted through XY via the on the X and Y axis that companies and customers view. This is the resource wastage, the first, then the unresolved request, the second, under provisioning, and the third, the loss of customer. That is the big headache for any CSP, that is the cloud service provider. Let's see, this is the on the X, Y axis, there is the resources and the time or the days. As the capacity is resource is means resources are always up and down. Okay, the requirement from the customer side is always fluctuating and the capacity is fixed, that is shown in this diagram, and that's why resource are being wasting. Okay, whatever the resource available with the cloud computing service provider CSP, they have been wasted. See this area. Okay, this area, the whatever the light blue area is there, they have been wastage of resources. Okay, at the peak only, that total, you can say the resource is optimally utilized at the peak point only. If suppose depending on this CSP reduces the capacity, cloud service provider has reduces the capacity, then obviously then there will be the unserved request. Some request will be there, वहां पे कुछ request ऐसी होगी जो आप serve नहीं कर पाएंगे. CSP will not be able to serve that request of the resources. That's why these both where at the diagram A wherein there are wastage of resources and diagram B where there is an unserved or request, means requests have not been, uh, you can say, the served by the CSP. Both are not advisable, and due to this, there will be the loss of customers for the CSP. That is a under provisioning. Okay, that is a under provisioning one, and under provisioning. If suppose the fluctuation is very ununiform, see, these are also fluctuation, but these are the uniform fluctuations. Okay, whereas in the diagram C, the fluctuation itself are the ununiform. They are not uniform. There might be fluctuation, there might not be fluctuation at a regular interval. That's why there will be the loss of customer, and that will be the big headache for any CSP or any cloud service provider. We'll move next. Now, depending on such a situation, how we can or how CSP can provision for the resource. That is the resource provisioning. As per the data center or cloud providers view, how CSP can provision for the resource. If suppose the company, there are two company or two clients are there, blue and red, these are the two client, and one client required the peak resource of 2000 unit, and another client, that is red, required 2050 units of the resources. Then how that can be arranged? That can be arranged under the 3000 only. Okay, if you can see the diagram plot or plotted graph against the x and y axis, cloud provider can easily access or easily make provision of resources under the unit of 3000. Okay, that's why, but he can charge for 4050 and work with the 3000. Okay, 2000 and 2050, they are 4050. As both client are the different one, he can uniquely or individually can build them and work with only 3000 number of resources, and that is a good business for the NECSP. And computing as a service or utility means, that's also one of the, you can say, the resource provisioning strategy by the any data center or CSP, by having some kind of manipulation with the number of resources required by the different clientele at a time. If at a time, what is the number of resources required by the both client? Okay, this is the one kind of example. There might not be there always be the only two client, or there always be the any such a request of a very close number of resources like 2000 and 2050. There might be the variety of client, there might be the voluminous number of client, there might be the very large spectrum of number of resources required, but that can be done by resource provisioning in such a way that you can work with the less number of resource, CSP can work with the less number of resource, and can charge for the more number of resource individually to the each client. That's how, अगर आप प्रतीक पाटिल सर का अगर आपने रिकॉल किया सेशन उन्होंने जो लिया था, तो वहां पे उन्होंने एक कंसेप्ट या फिर एक रोल वहां पे डिजाइन आपके साथ डिस्कस किया था, दैट इज अ क्लाउड architect or cloud solution architect. The, the work of or profile of cloud solution architect is this one only. That how to resource or how to provision for the resource as per the requirement of individual client, and that to optimally okay with the his own company or his own cloud provider. We have gone through all this, that what do we mean by the cloud computing itself, that the scale your infrastructure on demand, it's on demand service, and instead of days or week, thereby avoiding underutilization. Obviously the cloud computing basic intention to avoid the underutilization and overutilization also. That is a broad area of web-based services aimed at allowing users to obtain the wide range of functional capabilities on pay-as-you-go basis. That is the most important, pay-as-you-go basis. Okay, this is the on-demand service. Network shared resources are there. Flexible provisioning can be done on the cloud computing. That is the dynamically scaled resources. Fine-grained metering, pay-as-you-use model. We can develop or implement a pay-as-you-use model. That is, the cloud is a virtualization of resources that maintains and manages itself. Means it's just a virtualization of resources. We'll move further. Now to achieve all this, what is required? What is required by the cloud provider? The cloud provider does require to have the fast scalability. That is a scale out and scale up technique should be the fast, means real time scalability should be there to have the quick addition, like a quick addition and removal of services or servers, underlying hardware, underlying RAM. Services to the customer should not be denied. Service level agreement SLA should not be violated. Whatever the agreement in between client and the CSP, that should not be violated. And obviously, simultaneously, there should be the efficient resource utilization be achieved. Now, to all these particular, what are the constraints with the physical machines? The physical machine have the constraint like the high provisioning time. If suppose instead of cloud we are using the physical machine, then it will require the high provisioning time. Then obviously there will be the low resource utilization. Obvious we will require additional headache or heads of the space, power and cooling. There will be the low fault tolerance. Then the less isolation will be there. Misbehaving application can affect all others. And obviously, due to the all such a constraint, there can be the high downtime of the resources or activities on that particular physical machines. And that's why it is preferred to have the virtualization on the cloud computing networks. We'll move further. Now, what actually we mean by the virtualization? We will just see the dictionary meaning. Virtualization in computing is the creation of virtual rather than actual, the version of something which is such as hardware, platform, operating system, storage, or network resource. Okay, means this is not a new concept. Okay, we have been doing the virtualization from multi-programming also. Okay, but in the cloud computing, we are doing we are creating the virtual instances. Version means the instances of the all the resources. That resource can be any particular hardware platform. You can recall the infrastructure as a service, can be any operating system. You can recall the software as a service, and can be any storage device or network resource. Here you can recall the platform as a service. Means all that SaaS, PaaS and infrastructure service are the part of virtualization technique only. Okay, means rather to have the actual one, we can rely on the virtual one. Okay, that's why it is said that the concept is not new. In the multi-programming also, we are using that particular concept of virtualization. Okay, अगर आपने object oriented program कुछ concept recall किए wherein we are using the data abstraction, even we are using the polymorphism, inheritance, wherein we are using some base and we can say the child classes. The each process has complete control on the resources. That is the virtual memory and CPU sharing. You can means that is not a new concept for the computer science. Virtualization is not a new concept, but we have to learn this concept and understand this with respect to the cloud computing, wherein there will be the more stress will be given on the resource sharing like a CPU sharing and virtual memory, that is a VM, or we can say virtual machines. We'll move further. Now, what do we mean by what are the similarities or difference? How we can compare the multi-programming and the virtualization? In the multi-programming, CPU is shared among the processes, whereas in the virtualization, CPU is shared among the operating systems. That is a basic difference. That the among processes can be any particular application software, any user-defined process can be there. But whereas in the virtualization, CPU is shared between among the operating system only. In the multi-programming, memory is shared using the page tables, whereas in the virtualization, memory is shared using the more level of indirections on the multiple page tables. भी अगर आपने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम या फिर MCA 1 या 2, अभी आप 2 में 1 में अपने ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम वगैरह अगर आपने कुछ आपका स्टडी है, तो you can recall that what do we mean by the page table. Page table is a table wherein we are storing the instances of the various resources available on that network or a CPU, and that is being paged means that memory address has been stored and it is being accessed by that table, that is a FAT. Basically we can say the FAT index table. And whereas in the virtualization, we need more level of indirections on the multiple page table, that there can be the complex and multiple page tables available in the virtualization. Third point, that's in the multi-programming process, it knows that it is being managed and uses the system calls, whereas in a virtualization, OS may or may not know that it is being managed. That is the abstraction made on the virtualization basis. Data or that resource has been abstracted in such a way that itself, OS itself does not know that whether it is being managed. Managed means managed by the CSP or underlying process or not. Whereas in the multi-programming, the process which is being run on the multi-programming basis, it knows that it is being managed and uses the system calls. As per the system call, that process is being run. Okay, that is a basic difference or similarities between the multi-programming and virtualization. This is a basic virtualization architecture. There is a guest OS. There can be number of guest OS. Underlying to the guest OS, there will be the software as well as hardware. We will see this in detail in the next session. What do we mean by the hypervisor? This is very important concept in the cloud computing, that what do we mean by the hypervisor. At this basic point, we can just remember in such a way that it is an intermediate between the user of, that is OS, and the underlying hardware. We will go through the details of the hypervisor in the next point. That and underlying there is a hardware. OS assume that the complete control of the underlying hardware is with the OS. That is the first point. Whereas virtualization architecture provides this illusion through the hypervisor and VMM. That is a virtualization machine, memory machine. Hypervisor provides that illusion to the OS that all hardware is being controlled by that OS, but that is not actually the case. Virtually it is seems. Hypervisor and VMM is a software layer which allows the multiple guest OS, that is virtual machines, to run simultaneously on the single physical host, that is a single physical hardware, and also provides the hardware abstraction to the running guest OS and efficiently multiplexes the underlying hardware resources. Okay, this is the basic of the physical versus virtual machine. Physical machine means just you can have the instance of any particular desktop PC, laptop, or your any device like a mobile. Whereas VM, there can be number of apps, number of operating systems underlying, you can say the particular hardware, virtualization layer, hypervisors, and underlying architecture, and actual then the hardware, CPU, memory, NEC, that is an NIC, that is the network interface card, and disk. These are the hardware instances, resources. The same are here also, but in a physical machine there is a single application, single operating system, and single architecture. Whereas in a VM, number of applications can be there, number of operating system can be there, even the number of virtualization layers can also be there, depending on the complexity of that VM or hypervisor or requirement of that particular clientele. And underlying there is a hardware. Hardware is same. In both cases, hardware is same. That is the given, that is single OS, hardware plus software tightly coupled in the physical machine. Application crashes affect all the resources. If any application crashes, it will affect all the resources, and resources are always being underutilized. Whereas in a virtual machine, machine view to OS is a independent of hardware. Independent of hardware, OS feels that or seems that it is being controlled by OS only, whereas there can be another OS also. like a multiple OS isolated apps can be there, and safely multiplex resources across the VM can be there. Okay, this is something today being we are having a one for today's session, and we will continue with the second part or next part of virtualization at the next session. Thank you.